Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Happy Valentine's Day weekend and President's Day. Long weekend. Mm-hmm. Long weekend full of love.
Long weekend for you.
Off to a weird start for me. I had a weird Friday night, and I want to tell you guys about it.
I mean, the beginning of this podcast and the end of this podcast are belly laughing funny.
I mean, what a strange episode that is just...
The bookends are very different.
Very different.
I mean, it feels like a ton difference.
It's not funny. It's not. It's just ridiculous.
Could be. Re-listen to the intro at the end of this episode.
Okay, we got a lot to talk about. We do have a story time. We end with a really unique subject that Dee wanted to talk about. And then we, all throughout the middle, we're talking Clubhouse, we're talking Elon, we're talking, I'm just going to say it. I mean, it's a big week for Anand.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't really know how else to say it, but
and I'll tell you why it's big.
Extra.
It is the biggest because it's going to update his Clubhouse bio.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's real.
Bio's updated.
When you have a bio editing up week,
and a picture with him with the fucking haircut and his button-up shirt or something like that.
That was behind closed doors. That's the profile
pic. Oh, yeah, that's what happened.
Yes.
That IPO happened. You changed your profile pic.
Yeah.
Anand got rich. Gosh. Anand got
full
rich.
Studio session.
Yeah, he made me.
Oh, my gosh. Anand got rich and instantly changed his display pic and his phone number.
It's a great pic.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a little bit of the business behind Valentine's Day. We're also going to talk about one of the side effects of this crazy snowstorm that's ripping through the country, and many other things. You guys ready?
Do it. Yes.
Let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey guys, happy President's Day.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
You might want to change the laws in this country.
I've switched my point of view.
Your Law and Order.
The whole defund the police thing, not into it. Not a fan.
Walk us through the weekend.
Wait, Kathy's. He just walked in here and shared a story, and my jaw dropped. I didn't even know what to say while you were saying it because it sounded like you made it up.
Yep. Well, let's give it to the Cathys and see what they think.
Yes.
So we've talked a lot on the pod about LA, and I think this is probably a United States problem, but we can speak for LA, has gotten a little crazy, little bit of danger increased.
I've talked about being accosted multiple times.
You've been accosted multiple times. There's been a lot of robberies, a lot of stuff like that. And your boy was almost another statistic.
You know what? Well, to be fair, you definitely are a statistic in some
manner. Yeah. Some manner. I'm an attempted statistic. But it almost was a much more serious one. So your boy goes out, look, quarantine, you guys know me. I like to go for drives. I like to do all that stuff. During quarantine, sometimes what'll happen is I'll spend a whole day in the house, and because now I'm Instacarting, I'm doing all that stuff, and so I'll look for excuses to get out of the house and go for a quick trip or whatever. So Friday night, it's Friday night. We'd normally be out having a nice dinner or something. I said, you know what? I'm gonna make a run to the store. I'm going to grab some snacks, treat myself this Friday night, right? Some sunflower seeds. Who knows? I might get crazy, right? Some chocolate or something.
Yeah.
So I go to Studio City because
which, by the way, I just want to give people background who don't live in Los Angeles. Studio City is right over the hill from Hollywood. It is one of the wealthier suburban locations in all of LA County, and it's a nice neighborhood.
Yeah,
it's
where families live.
It's where families live. It's like I usually go to the grocery store or the Starbucks or whatever in Studio City because it's just a calmer, like you don't run into crazies.
Sure.
I live on the Hollywood side, so there's a lot of crazy. I wouldn't exactly go on a 7-Eleven run at midnight on a Friday in Hollywood. So play it safe. Go to Studio City. I go go to a little market that I've been to many times, hop out, go in, grab a Red Bull, grab some snacks, come out, hop in my car. I'm sitting in my car, like setting down my snack, like literally nothing. I'm setting down my Red Bull, just getting kind of prepared. And I look up and out of the corner of my eye, I see a guy walking, like he's like at my passenger door. And I don't even have time, like in my mind, I'm not even thinking sketchy, like we're in Studio City. I'm thinking like, number one, this guy's in the car next to me and he's just facing me right now. Or number two, like maybe I forgot my card in the store and the guy's gonna open, I don't know, like knock on the window or something and be like, hey, you forgot your card? I literally wasn't thinking anything sketchy. But before I even had time to think about that, he opens the passenger door, hops in very quickly, grabs, like so he had a hoodie on, grabs in, reaches into his center pocket, starts to pull out something that I can't tell exactly what the item is. It was just a fraction of a second. Simultaneously reaches for my arm and says, hey, come here. And I realize this isn't my buddy. Returning me, he doesn't have my debit card in that pocket.
Can you walk me through, because these things happen so fast.
Yeah.
Is it seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds till you realize like this shit's not right?
Imagine the time. Imagine if Dee was riding with you somewhere and he was getting in the car late. The car was already started, you were getting ready to go. And you looked up when he was at the front right of your car. The moment it would take for him to rip the door open, hop in.
Got it.
So it was super quick, but my mind wasn't thinking like sketchy until the moment he was in my passenger seat right next to me. I made eye contact and realized this wasn't my friend or the guy from the store. Then I looked down as he's pulling something out of his center pocket while reaching for my arm. So I take off. I'm out of there. Door open, run out, run back into the store where I came from. Now here's the crazy thing. It's, midnight, and apparently this thing must not be that rare, because the guy in the store is like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? He thinks I'm robbing him, because now I'm a guy with a hood on and a mask running back in his store, right?
Oh my God.
So he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, lock the door. So still, that's like robbery language, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And so I look over at him, and he's holding a samurai sword.
The store clerk. Okay.
Holding a samurai sword. And I'm like, yo, someone's trying to rob me.
So he's about to use a samurai on you.
On me. On me. Imagine like, those stores you see where people have guns. I could have got shot. So so I run in and I'm like, yo, lock the door. Someone's trying to rob me. Lock the door. So I think he can see the urgency in my face. And he kind of runs over and locks the door. And he's like, yo, in the back, there's another samurai sword. Get it. So I'm like, got it. So I run to the back, and on his wall, like a mount, he has 3 samurai swords mounted on the back wall of his store. Okay. So I reach, I grab one.
Wait, what ethnicity is this store clerk?
Maybe Pakistani.
He's brown.
Oh, wow.
He's brown. Yeah,
Okay.
he's brown, but he's young.
Okay.
He's young. He's like, he has a couple tattoos. You could tell like he's a probably,
interesting that he went for samurai,
samurais.
not guns. Or maybe he just was like, hey, I'm Pakistani. If I shoot someone, I'm getting the death penalty.
Yeah. I'm curious.
I'd rather just stab someone.
Slice their fingers off.
I'm really curious with that strategy. So I grab a sword. He has a sword. He runs back to me. We're back around the corner of the store, back by the bathroom. I do take note that there is no back exit, which is what I was hoping for. There's just a bathroom. So our best bet's we're going to lock ourselves in the bathroom with our samurai swords if this guy comes in with a gun. So we're back there. The guy's peeking around the corner, and I'm like, yo, is my car gone? Is he stealing my car? Like, what's he doing? He's like, no, your car's still there. And I'm like, is he there? And I'm getting really fuzzy information. And he goes, look, man, I got to be honest. I wear glasses, and I forgot them at the desk. I can't really see shit. Can you look? So I go with my samurai sword. I'm poking around the corner. I don't see anything. I just see my headlights like shining in the window of the store. And then I call the cops. Cops come. No, guy's gone, obviously long gone by the time they get there. Everything was still in my pockets. So like my phone, my car key, I didn't even get a chance. That's how quick it happened. I didn't get a chance to even take out. The next step would have been take out my phone and plug it in for music. I didn't even get that far. And everything was still in my car. But I didn't really have anything valuable in my car.
So do you want to start or Dee, can I start? I have so many questions.
Ask me about it.
How, what was going through your mind Like when you realized what was going on, like how scared were you? Or were you not scared?
I was scared. You know, when I was scared is when I got into the store and I didn't know, like, what are the chances this guy comes in after me?
Yeah.
Because the guy in the store, this didn't help. In the back, he was like, yeah, you know, we're a cash business and this happens actually a lot, like in this area.
So he wasn't really phased, it sounds like.
He was sketch, but he was more confused, like, because I was running in, this, that, you know, samurai swords.
So there had to be an element of trust for him
Big
to
time.
offer the samurai sword
Big
to a
time.
potential culprit.
Big time. I gave a real thank you at the end, man. I was like, thank you for trusting me with your swords. And we did that together. And you saved my life.
And so he just has to go back to work. At least you get to go home.
Yeah, so I just leave. And because...
and he's open for business.
yeah, and he's just, the door's open. The door's open. It's crazy. I can't believe that. But anyway, so that's when I was scared. But when it happened, it was too quick. And I'll be honest, like, in my head, all that I thought was, you're not gonna... Once you have that gun on me, I'm not going anywhere. So I do not want to be trapped in a car where no one can see with a dude with a gun. So like get the fuck out. And at least, like I was kind of ducking as I ran because in my head I'm like, at least if you try to shoot at me, you're shooting at like a running target. And at least if I make it to that store door, you now know that there's other people and lights and cameras and all that shit. But that was the thought, was like, don't get caught with a gun in your face, you know. Plus, I mean, I don't know. I think realistically, like the type of person that's trying to rob you of your wallet at gunpoint and the type of person that's trying to murder somebody is like very different people. So like, I just thought as long as I can get out of there and not be stuck with his hand on my arm and a gun in my face, then you're fucked.
So a few things. One, I actually had to go to a liquor store closest to the airport just to grab a water, but it was like 8, 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
And there were some sketch people outside. Yeah. And we all have masks on. Yeah. And I walk in and I was like, that thought processed me. I was like, this is a dream for a burglar. Yeah. I was like, we all look so sketch. Yep. We can see nothing but each other's eyes. I'm sure they were all fine people, but do we really know? Do we not know? I don't know.
Take it from me. You don't always know.
And then second, I remember the comment you guys made probably 4 or 5 months ago because I was just getting approached left, right, and center. Yeah. Well, sure. It didn't matter where I was. People were just taking advantage of me. I'm buying swishers, snacks, drinks. Didn't matter. I'm just like buying everyone everything. Because I'm like, I'm just not going to deal with it. Yeah. I was a walking Postmate. And the comment was, Anand, you're always on foot. You're more likely to be involved in these situations, but we're learning is you were in your car.
Yeah. No, I actually think that the reason I was a fancy target is because I pulled up in a nice car. If you're just kind of looking around, looking for an opportunity, I pulled up in a nice car. I got out alone.
So I'm safer on foot, just a hoodie and shitty sneakers.
I think you are, because I think the come up is...
They're just like, we'll just stick them for some swishers.
That's it. Because you don't know what... I think the come up on me is you think that you're probably going to get a nice watch. You think you're going to get an Amex that you can quick go max out. You're going to get an iPhone 12. Like you're betting on what I can get, what I have on me, which I didn't have shit on me. But I think a fancy car and not paying attention to your surroundings is... That's where you're a target.
Yeah, because I think at risk, for me, they're like, this guy might have $2-3.
You never know.
See me on foot.
Yeah, you look poor. Yeah, I mean, look at you right now. I wouldn't bet that you got anything of value.
You're robbing me. You're like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. All that Bitcoin doesn't do me any good.
Give me your Bitcoin keys.
Yeah, I think that's the lesson learned is like number one, like shit's a little crazy.
I mean, I also don't log into anything. It's funny because
for the record, listeners,
I actually don't even have it on my phone.
Yeah,
because I'm just like, imagine if someone just like
listen to group chat and stuck you
up. Are you
up.
kidding me? That might be me.
Yeah.
So you don't know what he wanted? You don't know if he wanted.
So drama.
I think it's a quick come up.
Topic here. What's your view now on safety, crime? What's your habit change now?
I'm a big Trump guy now. It's Law and Order.
I saw the red hat when you walked in.
Yeah, it's really Law and Order is what I'm all about. But no, I don't look. Here's the real thought is number one, I will say it's nice when you're in the back of a store with a Pakistani man and 2 samurai swords to know the cops can come. So I will say that. But it's more personal,
what do you
right?
think the poor Pakistani guy was thinking?
I know,
He's sitting
man.
there with a samurai
you
sword.
ran back in here.
Yeah.
Go that way.
Also, I'm almost like tempted to go back there and see if we can get the security footage.
No, I know.
Because I pay a lot of money to see that whole.
I just really feel bad for the clerk because at least Drama gets to go back to the confines of a safe, secure home.
I know.
This guy just has to operate for the next 10 hours.
I know. It's true. It's so true. And he was like, yeah, like, a mile down the road, 2 guys ran in with semi-automatic rifles and robbed them. He's like, we're a cash business, so that shit, it happens. Like, he wasn't really that phased. I was like, dude, are you all right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I got my sword. But look, I think the only lesson learned is like, shit's a little crazy right now. People are a little on edge. And just,
use common sense.
Yeah, like it's like I should have went straight to my car and locked the door. That simple step, I'm totally, no one, he comes up, tries to pull on the handle. I'm like, what the fuck, back out. We're all good. It's that I walked 20 feet to a trash can to throw away a receipt, buying nothing but time. Walk back in, look down at my snacks, putting stuff out. You know what I mean? I was a sitting duck. Sitting fucking duck. So almost got me.
Are you going to alter behavior in terms of just being out and about? That's a traumatic experice.
Yeah,
you're in the back of a liquor store with a samurai sword.
Yeah. I don't. I'm not out like that really. But no, it's just that if I had to go somewhere, maybe I wouldn't run for fun to a store at midnight.
Yeah,
just for shits and giggles. But if I had to. It's just that I would just go straight to my car and lock the door and pull off and then put I was always taught those little things, even like stopping behind cars with enough distance to swerve around if you had to. Mm-hmm. It's just little things. If I would have went back and locked the door and then pulled away and then situated, you're totally fine. So it wasn't that, I get it. I was a sitting duck a little bit. I fell victim to what we warn about here on the pod.
I know, that's crazy.
But I'm freaking Usain Bolt, man.
Yeah. At least now you have
boxing, Bob Wee. But
the positive is now you have pattern recognition.
Yeah.
If something happens in the future, you know exactly.
If something happens in the future,
you better hope it's a Pakistani-owned business. You should only go to Pakistani-owned liquor store.
Man.
He goes in, where are the swords? Because in the back.
Just where are the swords? I know where they are.
I know they're here.
Oh my God. Yep. So that was the start of my weekend.
Nice.
Wow.
Did you leave your house the rest of the weekend?
Story time. Yeah, I did. But I was a little extra,
Any outdoor dining?
Sushi.
Nice.
We go to Katsuya in Studio City often.
You went back to the scene of the crime.
Come on, still Studio City.
This guy, you got some real pride there to go back to the scene of the crime.
Come on, that was a fluke. That's Studio City's beautiful.
You should run for mayor of Studio City. I got robbed on these streets.
And I went back the next morning for sushi. Yeah. So be careful out there, guys.
Yeah, jeez.
Noted.
Okay. All right, you want to get into some other news?
Yeah.
We got to jump into the pod's favorite app.
Yeah.
You know what it is by now. Dee, what is it?
Clubhouse?
What's going on? I see, Anand, you are quickly becoming a celebrity.
I'm all in.
Okay, so pretty soon I feel like we're going to have to start paying you for your time for a group chat.
I've heard some very fascinating stories of people who've risen to Clubhouse fame in the last 60 days.
Yeah.
And already getting gifted, reached out by hotels, come use our hotel, just shout us out on Clubhouse.
Oh, I'm sure.
3-month free stay.
Yep.
It's so similar to how early Instagram was, where you could just gain influence. TikTok is.
But here's what's different, and this kind of happened with TikTok too, is that now all of these companies have like influencer budgets. They have an influencer person.
Yeah, they already know. That it matters.
So now all you gotta do is say, hey, hit up Clubhouse people.
Because when Instagram was getting super popular, the brands didn't have full buy-in.
Yep. Plus you had to hire, like, who even manages this? What even is this?
Well,
where now it's just like, hey, attack Clubhouse.
Clubhouse is, TikTok for the ugly.
Jeez. Wow.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just like we come in so positive about it. And we're like, Anand's the biggest rising star on TikTok. And then you essentially just called him ugly.
Well, I'm just saying it's a great platform for not good looking people.
No wonder you guys are so successful.
They have a saying, a face for radio.
Yeah. You have a Clubhouse face?
A face for Clubhouse.
No, but if you take out the kind of jest in what Dee's saying.
Yeah.
It opened up. There's more ugly people than good dancers.
No, the friction is just so much lower. The insecurities of popping in a room and saying 5 words is much less than turning the camera around and saying 5 words.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's what I said about it, or we all said, is there's so much more substance there and so much more room for the people that I really think are going to become celebrities on there are not the same people that will be celebrities on any other app.
Yep. I think it's a completely different platform where you can even see some of the big Instagram and Twitter folks that you would think have big Clubhouse followings. And I look how long they've been on. They've been on a while. Mm-hmm. They don't even break 500 followers.
Yeah. Well, because you got to, because the other thing with Clubhouse, it's like you got to put in time, right? It's you got to sit. And so people can discover you. So you have to sit in rooms all day so people even know you're on the platform. Otherwise, they just don't know. But
it's no different than Instagram. The average Instagram user spends 60 minutes. Average. So
60?
1 hour. So that's the average user today. So that means the super users are spending 7-8 hours. So how's that any different?
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with. I think that's.
I'm saying it's different. Is you're not Instagramming straight for 7 hours,
but you're on the platform for 7-8 hours.
You're on the platform. I understand.
That's no different. That's how No. This is where you're wrong. Most of Clubhouse users are passive, so they pop into a room. They may put the volume on for 5 minutes.
But you're not going to build a following that way, right?
What's that?
You're not going to build a following that way, or are you?
You can, of course.
How?
Well, I mean,
as long as you're in rooms and you have an interesting bio. You'll get followers.
but that's different. But if you just have a following and you don't tell anyone what you're doing, so sure you get a few thousand followers, but the way you're going to get to 1 million is you're literally talking every single day. Because then people find you thoughtful and say, "Go follow that guy." Same thing with Instagram. Same thing with all these.
Yeah, it's no different than
just
saying,
sitting on the platform doesn't guarantee you followers.
No, but I would say the amount of time to curate a very great Instagram story.
Yeah.
Or an Instagram post.
Yeah.
If you spent that exact same amount of time curating a great Clubhouse conversation, it's the exact same time.
Yeah, look, I don't think
they're any different.
Yeah, I don't think...
It's just Instagram people don't want to accept that Clubhouse is important and they're not doing it yet. They will eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think either of you are wrong. My point is, which is almost different, it's not one or the other, is it's just about if you're in a room in a conversation with a decent following and you're I saw it the other day, you're Mr. Beast's head of content. You're a celebrity.
Yes.
Because they want to hear from you about how you run Mr. Beast's operation. Whereas if you post on Instagram, Mr. Beast, and here's my head of content, and it's a photo of you two, no one gives a single shit about that person. And it's just different what attracts people there. They're genuinely, even on podcasts, I don't feel like that really happened. If there was a podcast that was Mr. Beast head of content has a podcast, it'd be I don't know, it's a tough sell. But Clubhouse, that stuff really shines.
And I also think what's refreshing to, I think, just average people, it's the first time on a social media platform in a decade where you can grow organically by just being a participant, meaning you're willing to talk. You're willing to engage in conversations.
That was TikTok. TikTok was that. You said it yourself. You said it. It happened. We watched it happen. People
no, but TikTok's just for a younger demo.
But I'm saying you said it's the only social media in 10 years. That's not accurate. TikTok, you could have built
one other Chinese-based app. Yes, correct.
Yes,
they have a better algorithm that you can grow organically. But they also have an editorial board that decides who grows and who doesn't grow.
They're gonna what sits at the top of your feed will be editorialized already for sure. They're not featuring stuff outside that they don't.
It's based on who you follow right now.
But yeah, wouldn't you? I mean, I just think that's to me. I almost feel like that's the the effect of a successful new app is like you don't have all the data. So you have to let people sort themselves out and become, like you almost have to let people grow organically and see who rises to the top, and then you can kind of start manipulating.
Yeah, and so my point right now with Clubhouse, because TikTok, it's already, in 18 months, they've decided what type of people come to the top. They've curated it. You look at who the biggest male stars, they all look the same. Yeah. Who are the biggest female stars, they all look the same. Yeah. So there's a window, and I'm sure it will change, and I don't know how long it'll last, but there's a window. Right now, you can grow organically like the early days of Twitter, the early days of Instagram. Early days of Twitter, anyone could have become a thought leader. You didn't need to have this crazy profile. If you look at some of the biggest Clubhouse people, they aren't the most accomplished.
Yeah. No. How do you discover on Clubhouse? Like, is there like a popular page?
There's no popular page. It's really based on who you follow.
Yeah.
And you get notified when they're in rooms, and then you also get notified when they have scheduled rooms on the top. And
so the discovery is more from the other people that are in people you follow's rooms.
Yeah.
You can also search.
Well, when you search, it says people to follow. It literally tells you who you should follow.
Got it.
There's also clubs. So there's like, for different categories, they're really small right now, and you have to submit to a random form to be accepted, but that's like another way.
But I also think it's a warning shot to the establishment of influencers, because TikTok came along, and now you have a whole new slew of influencers that came from obscurity. And now you can argue they're bigger than all the Instagram stars, like Charli D'Amelio, the Sway House Boys. They're bigger than everyone on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they came out of nowhere, and they're eating their lunch.
But don't you think that Clubhouse will add, not take from? Like, it'll create influencers that never would have even been influencers on those other platforms. And there's so many, like, all the TikTok audience isn't gonna. You're not gonna lose like TikTok.
No. You won't lose TikTok.
They're not competing. They're not competing.
Like it's creating new influencers that wouldn't have existed. I think
it'll take from, I would say, some podcasters, some bloggers, some Twitter folks that so I actually think two different things. So Ben Thompson, he's I would say the foremost tech writer in the world right now.
Yeah.
He has a daily newsletter called Stratechery, and he had a post today how Spotify buying podcasts seems like internet companies buying blogs in 2007. Like they're just out to lunch. They're not getting. And I actually disagree with that fully, because I think there is room for structured content.
Yeah.
And it's just getting there's just more audio, more appetite for audio, and there's going to be room for podcasting. There's going to be room for Clubhousers. And it's similar to say, like, because of TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, Netflix will die. That's not true. Yeah. There's a appetite for structured programming like Netflix. And I think that's missing the point that, podcasts are done. So I don't agree with that, but
people are saying podcasts are done because of Clubhouse?
Yes. Oh. That's like a common...
No way. I haven't heard one Clubhouse better than like my favorite podcast.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's true. I disagree with it. That is what tech writers are saying.
Yeah. Yeah, well, those guys are idiots.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so let me ask you this. Why are people now saying, delete your Clubhouse, security risk?
I mean, you have to delete everything.
Yeah. It's just,
everything
goes back to
risk.
This. Yeah. It's just audio security risk. I mean, what's going to happen is there's obviously going to be like Clubhouse scandals, right? Because there's some idiot recording every conversation, 100%, especially the big ones. And so if you end up becoming this huge star on Clubhouse, and one day you hop on and you're drunk and you start dropping crazy things, like, I think that's one concern people should have with Clubhouse. The other is like they're going to get attacked. I mean, it's audio valuable, especially like the Chinese government, when they found out that all these Chinese nationals are on the platform talking politics. Like the topics are like how the Chinese government is doing X. Like specifically in a country like China, if there's no privacy rules, right? Like how are they going to, deal with that? And it's going to be a problem in certain countries would
But I
just
don't understand why different than any other app. Like the same way you could come home drunk and be on Instagram Live or whatever.
It's the same problem. It's the same problem. Clubhouse has now gotten big, so now you're going to have these you're going to have political leaders talking on the platform, right? Vladimir Putin got invited by Elon Musk to go on Clubhouse.
What's the point of that? What are they going to talk about?
Elon just tweeted at him like, "Hey, let's do a Clubhouse room," and then the Kremlin formally responded that they're open to it.
What's he want to talk about?
I don't want to know.
Elon obviously is he's just playing in a different game.
Yeah.
He just knows it's all a joke.
Yeah.
Like he's continuing to build these great companies, but he also knows hey, let me have fun. I have so much power. It's like when you know you're one of the most powerful people in the world and you're like, I'm just going to have fun with it.
I was thinking over the weekend, I wonder if this is because of him thinking that we live in a simulation. Like, does he truly see it as a game? And is that the reason he lives life this way?
So I'm not familiar because I don't listen to his space stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the simulation is.
That's not space. It's that he thinks that it's reasonable to believe that we are living in a simulation, almost like the Matrix, where somewhere else there's another being
controlling all of us
into something, and we are living almost like picture virtual reality times a million. And we are currently living in that.
So it's like a Truman Show type? Where we're just
Matrix,
actors
I think, is
in a
the
play?
easiest way to explain it. Like imagine somewhere there's some big fat white dude on a table strapped up to all these devices, and he's living as Anand in this current world, which is make-believe.
I think...
So the point is, I'm just saying, I don't know, not nearly smart enough to debate that, but if you see the world that way, maybe that's why you're yeah, fuck it. Let's hit up Vladimir Putin and let's post some memes. Whatever. It's all just a simulation
Dogecoin
anyway.
to the moon.
Yeah.
I think I agree completely. I think
it's crazy.
He just thinks it's all a game.
Yeah.
And he just
love it.
I'm just going to have fun with it. And I think he's increasingly realizing how much power he has. So it was fun to go on Rogan and smoke weed. I think that was the first test.
Yeah.
Can I get away with that?
Yeah.
So he got away with that. And then he's going to keep pushing the envelope. So then it was, I'm going to do a Clubhouse with Kanye. And honestly, that may have not gained enough steam. So he's like, fuck it. No one cares about Kanye.
We'll be the craziest
Let's
one.
get Putin.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me know, man. I mean, I won't be able to hear it, because there's only 5,000 fucking people in a room and the app will break, but whatever. I mean, I'm ready for it.
Yeah. No, I think he'll get it done.
Okay, so we don't care. So delete your Clubhouse privacy. No one gives a shit.
No one cares.
This is just what happens when you become a successful app.
Yeah, and they have 12 employees.
Yeah, maybe you should hire some more people. Why do I keep hearing you only have 10 fucking employees and you don't have all these problems? You have $100 million. Figure it out.
Figure it out. You have the richest man in the world offering himself up for chats with world leaders and entertainment stars. Figure out how to add more than 5,000 people.
Yes.
Okay. Also, bad news for Pete this weekend.
Yeah.
Elon told everyone to tell everyone or the biggest holders to sell their Dogecoin.
The biggest holders.
Yeah, he noticed that
the big doges.
Yeah, a handful of whale doges. All the concentrations in a handful of folks. So he's like, that's not how we're going to build this thing. I don't know what they're building. But he seriously tweets.
He said he would buy it from him or something, right?
Yeah, he's like, I will buy it. I will fund whoever wants to buy these coins from people. And and to your point of simulation, this is a coin that is publicly saying they have no use. And he's making it a serious conversation on his Twitter.
Yeah, I think it's the simulation. I think it is. Because look, this thing's going to fuck around and become the one that wins.
Easily. I wouldn't put anything past Elon. I think Elon could will anything to victory. If a bunch of Redditors figured out those 10 meme stocks, you think Elon can't figure out Doge?
So what happened to Doge on that news?
It crashed, right? It didn't go down from 8 to 5 cents?
Yes, but that's great.
Oh, so you're doubling back?
Oh yeah, I threw more into it.
Oh my God.
I keep pulling out of Tesla and other places just to keep putting it back into Doge.
I would recommend. I'm all
I just
for.
pulled out of the S&P index fund to throw it in the Doge.
Look, I'm all for Elon praise, but if you're gonna pick which Elon horse to ride, ride Tesla.
I'm on both. Splitting my
It
investments.
sounds like you're selling Tesla to ride Doge.
This is what they call a diversified portfolio. 2, baby.
At least the car gets you somewhere. Doge gets you nowhere.
A Doge could give me a car one day. That's the thing.
And in investing, there's a thing called key man risk. And that's like a big issue when you have like a revolutionary company. Like if Bezos no longer has any input in Amazon, is that a big problem?
Yeah.
If Elon, for God forbid, something happens to him, Tesla's zero, right?
No, I think in his case, I think it becomes even bigger. I think it
also
literally.
A good point. Also a good point. But is there any number 2 or 3 or 4 at Tesla that cares the way Elon cares? It sounds like
is there
Elon
anyone else
through
that can
hell.
convince the markets? Because the numbers, we all know the numbers don't make sense. Yeah. This is just a pure belief that Elon Musk will continue to build a great company.
He's
Tesla's
a store of value.
Yeah, sure.
That's a store of value.
That's
my
Elon
point
Musk is a store of value.
By any metric, Tesla's insolvent, but it doesn't matter because investors don't believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm saying even practically, I don't think, I mean, maybe this is just why the perception is so good of him, but like, it sounds like he is the one going through all the torture to try to figure out how to fucking make this thing work.
Yeah, so if you go poach some like electric battery executive to run Tesla, it probably goes to zero.
Yeah. I think deep fucking value should run it if something happened. That might work.
He's a good runner.
Okay. Well, that's the Elon and Clubhouse update. What's this thing you posted on, and what's a Coupang? I saw you post like IPO Coupang. I'm guessing you just got really rich or something. What's a Coupang?
So it's a company that the company's name is Coupang. You'll start hearing it on CNBC as Coupang. It's Coupang.
Coupang.
So
he's a big Korean investor.
I'm very long Korea.
I see that.
So it's a company that I was in the seed round almost 10 years ago, and one of my best friends, Neil, who you guys are super close with, had seeded the company and is a major shareholder over the last decade, and they just filed to go public. It's a company so Bom Kim, who's the founder of the business, credit to Dee's alma mater. He's a Harvard man.
Exactly.
Wow.
You're not seeding Pete in a startup. You're seeding Harvard.
That is interesting.
He's a Harvard man through and through.
Yeah.
And actually dropped out of business school after his first year. And the company originally was a Groupon of Korea. So it was similar to like all the coupon sites. And that was like the hottest fad a decade ago. So there were these Groupon clones popping up in every single country. So early on, there's a lot of excitement, but then ultimately people realize like that business just doesn't really work at scale.
Yeah.
Like it works in a small way, not a big way. And he was able to transition from effectively Groupon to Amazon, DoorDash, and Instacart. And his company, Coupang, controls e-commerce in Korea. So they basically do everything Amazon does here, but quicker and faster because of the advantage of density. Yeah. So there's like 60 million people in Korea and a much smaller, very tight-knit. So you can order groceries at 6 p.m. and get it, instantly. Anything you can get it same day.
Wow.
So whether it's electronics, groceries, it doesn't matter. You get everything same day. So he built out the infrastructure. So he doesn't use a UPS FedEx of Korea. He built out the delivery network.
Got it.
So he invested billions of dollars in fulfillment centers and distribution. And he just like controls the e-commerce market in Korea.
So now you're famous on Clubhouse and rich.
Well, this is Anand invested in this company knowing he's going to be filthy rich just so that he could have a lot of followers on Clubhouse.
Yeah,
this was his master plan.
It all is coming together.
Are you going to do a Clubhouse room?
Anand, when this company goes public, will be he's going to put on his bio, 156th richest man on Clubhouse.
I was going to ask, did you update your bio yet?
Yeah, my Clubhouse bio. Once they filed, I changed my bio.
Because the bio is
important.
Seed
investor in Coupang.
Yeah.
Well, I think you should say like value too of the company, and you should put a clock with the net worth. Because that would really
we'll do a proper group chat Clubhouse with Neil Mehta, who is on the board of the company.
Yeah,
actually walking through because I'm not just saying this from a biased perspective because I got to invest. It is the best technology company that no one talks about, and I think in the last 6 months in the investing world, every fund manager realized what the hell was going on. They grew 91% year over year in revenue, not GMV revenue. I think $11 billion in revenue, free cash flow positive, and it's staggering what he was able to accomplish. And
spoken like a true seed investor.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sound like Jason Calcanis right now.
Yeah. Except we have no regulatory issues that you guys can accuse me with.
That's true. That's true. But we're going to try. We're going to try to bring you down. Trust me. Okay, well, congrats.
Yeah,
congrats to you. Congrats to Coupang. Congrats to Neil.
Yeah.
And congrats to SoftBank. I saw they have a 38% stake. They're going to make, what is that, $20 billion?
Probably more.
So Neil's making a lot. That's a good deal for Neil. Big week for Neil.
Big week.
Oh, yeah, huge week. Everyone's getting rich on this one.
We'll get him on to talk about, because I actually think he and his investment firm, which is called Green Oaks Capital, is the best technology investment firm, period, in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
And they have the track record to prove it.
Well, is he on Clubhouse or not?
He is.
NM, saw him. Yeah. It's very tech of him.
And then you do like a vague bio, because he's too rich to care about his bio.
Yeah,
I'm here fighting for followers.
We get it, Neil.
Yeah.
And okay, well, good stuff. Big wins for the home team.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So if you fucked up and you didn't get your special something for Valentine's Day, we've got the gift for you. GrandRunningClub.com, where you can get the finest activewear. Basically, we're making clothing for everybody over here. Activewear, brand new stuff at GrandRunningClub.com. Pants, leggings, and shorts for women. And we got some new colors for the men's pants, a cool lightweight jacket, running shorts, t-shirts. We got everything. GrandRunningClub.com. We want everyone to run, even the star of our favorite show, which you will find out at the end of this episode.
Nice cliffhanger. All right, back to it.
Code group chat.
I was going to say, you didn't even say the code.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, you get a discount code. We're such a welcoming brand.
How much do you get off?
25%.
Nice.
Wow.
Welcome.
Okay. Wow.
Use code group chat.
All right. Well, there it is. Pants for everyone.
And shorts.
Pants for everyone.
The pan in pans. Okay. All right. Let's get back into it. Okay. Did you guys also, it wouldn't be right if we didn't businessify a current event. It is the day after Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to both of you guys and your amazing wives.
Thank you.
Yes.
What about Tim?
Tim, sorry, man. Better luck next year.
Pete was in
I know
Big
you
Bear.
got a bay, so happy Valentine's to you and yours. I saw you up in Big Bear. Yeah.
Trying to hide from you guys.
Okay.
He had to go to the woods for
To hide
vacation.
from you.
Not
Even
get
that.
Yeah,
someone
for real.
to
To be, yeah. Okay.
If you got to Aspen, we would have gotten the dirt on you.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, get in on the next Coupang and maybe you can
You can
go from Big Bear to Aspen.
That'll be the ultimate come up.
The big product. We got to talk about business. The big product for Valentine's Day, chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate is on fire.
86% of Americans purchased chocolate on Valentine's Day. Chocolate or candy.
Wait, 86% of all Americans?
Yes.
I didn't buy chocolate.
You got to be kidding.
You know what? Interesting enough, I actually was at the grocery store and I wanted, I was giving someone like baked treats. So I ended up buying like brownie shaped hearts or something. And so I would be considered a part of that purchase, right?
Is that the real stat? 80% of people?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the average American consumer, because we've talked about this in previous years, spends $165 on gifts.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that.
That's down $32 from last year. Obviously, probably because dinners are out for a lot of people.
That's a lot.
$165? Woo.
Is Valentine's Day one of those made-up shopping holidays?
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool,
I mean, there's
man.
Galentine's Day now.
I mean, 160 whatever bucks, that's a lot of money. That's the average?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Gosh, man. Okay.
What did Anand spend? $600,000? Now that he's rich?
I would hope so. I would hope so. Coupang.
You should put that in your bio. I buy $1 million Valentine's.
Yeah, had $1 million Valentine's Day.
Yeah. You would get 1 million fucking followers if you had that.
I should just do a room. How I spent $1 million on
I agree.
Valentine's Day.
I totally agree.
If you, oh my God, you would be literally in the New York Times the next day.
Yeah, I'd get a hate piece real quick.
Do it, and then do a Clubhouse. You know what's good for Clubhouse numbers? Hate pieces.
Yes.
Just be like,
Look
do
at
you know what
Vlad.
I've spent on $1 million? And then it's like, you
Look how many
donated
media
money
appearances Vlad did.
So
Yeah,
speaking
then
of
you donated money. That's good.
Speaking
How did I
of-
spend $1 million? I donated it to the homeless in Los Angeles. So hate article that.
Yeah, it's like doing the El Presidente, where you flip it on them.
Yeah. You might have to start doing that now. Now that you had this big IPO. It's just like, I don't know. What type of charity do you do? I don't know. I'd like to know.
Yeah.
So speaking of Vlad, I know this isn't on topic, but did you guys listen to the All In podcast?
Yeah, I hated it.
No.
So didn't they? You didn't listen yet, Dee? Here's my takeaway.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of studio gangsters.
They are. Especially Chamath. Especially fucking Chamath.
I re-listened to the original Robin Hood podcast after listening to that. He said they should be in jail.
Yep.
He said they're criminals.
Yep.
He said they should be insolvent.
Yep.
And then they have him on, and it was a bunch of softballs.
Softballed. Even at the end, he said, this is the part that to me is unforgivable. They said, okay, if you're walking down the street and somebody walked up to you and they said, hey, I just lost my whole savings, everything on these trades when you guys had sell only, what do you tell that person? And he like denied that was even, that even happened. He was like, well, look, I don't really, because it was only available for sale. I don't really know. And they didn't even push on him on that.
Yeah, it was so disappointing because I thought the amazing aspect of the podcast was that these guys were so rich that they had no agenda.
Yeah.
And didn't have to care.
They have a shit ton of agendas.
So they were openly talking about every business, shitting on Facebook, shitting on Google, shitting on monopolies, shitting on Robinhood. And I was like, great, this is refreshing.
Yep.
We actually get to hear the inside take from tech billionaires.
No.
Then they should never have had him on. If you're going to treat this interview, that was an absolute joke.
It was a joke. And I like the whole Chamath thing. He's like the new fucking Naval, but like, man, we got to hold him accountable for that.
Yeah, that's
he
insane.
He didn't ask anything pressing. He just asked some random regulatory questions about T+2.
Ugh.
Like all the points that were made in there, because I really listened to the original podcast.
Yeah.
Their points were you can never undo those 24 hours.
Yeah.
The amount of money that the Redditors would have made is in the tens of billions. So
I'm reading all the stories, especially every day now there's a story.
Wall Street Journal just highlighted a guy, a security guard who borrowed $200K on the game to go long GameStop, and he got creamed.
Well,
was it 20 or 200?
Listen, he doesn't deserve that, and that was fucked up. But that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Agreed,
I know, but
I know, I agree. I'm just saying.
But that was their whole point, that they were like, all these, the common man got screwed. Yeah, the common man got screwed. You had the boss.
Yeah.
And you just bumped him
You
up.
buddied him. And even when they called him bestie guesty, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
So I thought that actually, because Jason, the host, is an early investor. No, Jason Calacanis.
Okay, yeah.
He's an early investor in Robinhood. So he orchestrated the three guys that were all shitting on Robinhood, his three billionaire influential friends, to basically prop up Robinhood.
Yeah.
And it was just disappointing.
It was bad. And I think that episode of them trashing Robinhood was like one of the highest episodes. It was a really big, like, I guess what I'm saying is it matters. Like, a lot of people listen.
Yes.
And I think Chamath did a lot of the rounds of saying, like, he should be arrested and this is crazy and fuck this and fuck that. And you literally had him face to face and you softballed him.
Yeah, I think if they weren't going to ask the tough questions, don't have the guest.
No.
I'll tell you who's coming on next. Mark Zuckerberg. What are you going to say to him? Not a goddamn thing.
No, he's
not. They
not.
won't say anything. He's not coming on theirs.
Why not? After he watches the Vlad interview, he's like,
everyone should dying to go.
Yeah.
Every controversial CEO
That's
be
where
like,
Vladimir Putin should go.
Get me on the All In podcast.
I saw what you did to Vlad. I saw what you did to the other Vlad. I'm going on All In.
Yeah, they should have Sergey from Google, Zuckerberg,
Kim Jong-un. Get him on there.
It's called the softball pod now.
Really?
Yeah. They just humanize everything. It's insane.
I'm going to be honest. I was really let down by that.
Yeah, you can't have your podcast have whatever they have 20 some odd episodes of like we're this unadulterated version of the world and views and politics. And they actually were.
Yeah.
So they actually had opposing views and they actually like talked about things openly. And then you shit on Robinhood for not one episode. I think it's like 3 straight episodes.
Yeah.
And then they come up and they don't even ask any of the questions that they brought up in all their previous episodes.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Shout out to all the investors in that last round.
Oh, yeah, they're going to make out like bandits. Maybe Jason told Vlad, let Chamath, Sachs, and Friedberg in $100 million each in the last round, and then when you're going to come on, we're going to do a puff piece, and
but
we're all good.
At least fake it. At least be like, yo, Chamath is going to say fuck a lot, and he's going to get all fired up, and
take off his shirt.
Yeah, take off his fucking shirt, and no, this is unacceptable, and just here's how we're going to approach it. Literally, but you didn't even pretend.
No, they didn't even pretend to. They asked. Yeah, the one question was, what are you going to tell a guy that lost his whole life savings?
And then he literally dodged it, like not even dodged it. He pushed that aside and didn't even acknowledge that people lost their life savings. He said it in such a dismissive way. And they didn't say, wait, what? They didn't say nothing. They said, okay, yeah, let's wrap it up.
And then they started congratulating him on how big of a business he built. Vlad, first of all, I want to congratulate.
Get out of here.
Don't talk your shit then. Then just say we are just any typical Wall Street Journal, CNBC, where we just need to make sure we get the guests and we're never going to grill them.
Even better, just like you said, don't have him on.
Yes.
Just don't have it on. Just call him, say, yo, man, I got a little crazy there last week. I apologize. My wire should come through today.
Yeah, and we'll stop talking about it.
Good luck, Vlad. We'll stop talking about it. Why would you have him on?
Yeah.
Studio gangster. That was studio gangster to the fullest.
Yeah, and there's going to be no blowback.
No. There's not, unfortunately. But I do think long term, there's no blowback whatsoever. But long term, it does just puts a little bit of a whatever you want to say it, something into Chamath's. Like Chamath has a really good thing going right now. With he rallies for the everyday person, social, everything's good for the world. He's looking out for the Redditors. But that I think a lot of people probably sniffed that out.
I would hope so, because if you re-listen to the original Robinhood podcast, those points all remain. They weren't solvent.
Yep.
They didn't have a plan. How did you not model this out?
Yep.
Where was your board? Where were your investors?
Crazy points.
No, those were all reasonable points that he could have asked them face to face.
Yeah. Yeah, it was stupid. I was very let down by that. I'm glad you brought it up. I'm a disgruntled fan.
Mm-hmm.
We have like an electricity crisis.
This is
Keep
crazy.
Austin weird.
What's going on now? Austin's fucking weird and dark?
There are millions of people in the Midwest without power right now, specifically Texas. Texas was hit really hard, even parts of Mexico that border Texas. And it is just insane snowstorm. I mean, I'm sure you guys saw it on Instagram. All those people in Austin posting snow pictures.
But you're happy you moved there now, aren't you, idiots? Guess what it is in LA? 75. You just can't go out late at night.
That's why we pay taxes. We have electricity.
Not happy about that
I guess
either,
you may
but
not have electricity.
I didn't the other day, man.
But yeah, I mean, it just shows that like people don't realize the issues and impact of climate change, but like your power is out because of a horrific winter storm, which you could say your power is not out because of climate change, but an impact of climate change that dumps snow in Texas, which is not a common sight, caused a 150 car pileup in Fort Worth, Texas, where it was insane pictures. And then you have power outage and people are like freezing.
Yeah, it's scary.
You want to see something scary? Watch Bill Gates on 60 Minutes.
Really?
Yeah, just because he's optimistic about it, but he's essentially painting his picture of what would have to happen in the next 30 years to start to solve climate change. And it's like the steel, the wood, the everything, literally everything that you see would have to be made differently. Like it's so monumental by 2050 that all of these things would have to be solved in order. And he says it would be the single unquestionable greatest achievement of mankind. But I think we can do it. Guess what? After seeing what we did with Corona, I don't think we can do shit. Okay?
Is he
Where's
saying
my vaccine?
What's the consequence if we don't accomplish all those things?
We'll get over that tipping point that everyone talks about.
Where everything's just beyond.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
Just fucking snowstorms and no power and weird stuff going on.
Scary.
Anyway, that's some scary shit. But he's optimistic about it, so whatever, man. I'll follow his lead.
Wow.
So that's going to be the next conspiracy, that he's just chipping up the buildings. He's already got chips in us.
Yeah.
If we're redoing the steel and the wood and the...
Yeah. Seems to check out. But he's saying we can accomplish all that in 30 years, and people are too busy thinking he's putting chips in them to try to cure a fucking, come on. Yeah. Anyway, what's NBA Top Shot? Is that like one of those machines you play at the arcade?
That was a golf
That's
thing.
Pop Shot.
Oh, Pop Shot. Top Golf.
Top Golf is a golf thing.
Is it NBA's version of Top Golf?
This is actually kind of a genius idea, and it just shows you the future of store value. So this company called NBA Top Shot created a collectible business that they built on the blockchain, which allows you to own clips of like NBA highlights. And you are the rightful owner of that clip, which are licensed from the NBA. So, for example, like if I wanted to own the LeBron James block on Andre Iguodala, they will sell that clip and maybe they'll sell one copy of it, 10 copies of it, whatever. But it's like a piece of art, right? Like you are the rightful owner of that clip.
So what if I own it, I post it on Instagram and someone screen records it?
So I think that's like an interesting legal thing because NBA licensed this to Top Shot. Top Shot sold it. So NBA effectively gave up the rights, right, to that clip. Is that a fair assumption? Because I don't know how that's going to...
No, so I think it's basically saying it's more valuable to own the licensed clip that is a one-of-one versus a replica, which is YouTube. Because all these clips anyone can watch on YouTube. But if you want to own the moment, and right now...
But is this like a collector's play? Or is this like I'm House of Highlights play?
No, it's basically
collectibles.
Art. It's art. Collectibles. Like so the assumption is there are enough people that think owning these moments on the blockchain, and the only way the NBA will verify that this is the moment that is owned becomes a one-of-one. So we can all buy the Mona Lisa replica at any Target, but there's only one that's sitting in the Louvre, I think. Yeah. Where's it sitting?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. You should know this stuff, rich guy.
Yeah. You got to go art shopping soon.
I'll go Top Shot shopping.
For real. Like I
it's
own
crazy.
this old Kobe clip.
They've sold $30+ million of clips already.
I'm so confused.
So they just raised at a $2 billion valuation.
Top Shot.
Yeah, and Anthony's an early investor.
All right. Well, I'll ask Anthony. I just don't. But look, in a day where people are still collecting and selling freaking Pokemon cards, I don't know.
Dee probably doesn't remember he had dinner with the founder.
Did I?
At Anthony's house with Michael Katz.
Hope this isn't another Uber situation.
Oh, yeah. Good for him.
Recapping the dinner. Huh. Interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, shit, man. I don't really know what to say here. It's weird, but in a day of collectibles, who the fuck knows?
It's really
if you're
cool.
some billionaire and you own the Michael Jordan, whatever. Fuck it, buy the whole All-Star game from
buy the game. For $50
right?
billion, you can own the game.
Whatever. I have the game. If you want to watch it, come over.
Yeah, the use cases are unlimited, right?
Yeah. You can do it for anything.
All right.
Like I want to own a group chat clip. Clubhouse. You own that right.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think you should
pay $100 for that.
Yeah. Look, in this day, someone will pay something for anything.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. If you can make it look like it's on Robinhood, they'll buy it.
Yeah,
make a chart. What I think you should do, Dee, is open up a resale store where you just resell anything expensive, and it's called store of value.
Yeah,
and it's just hey, here's a real store of value.
DeFi, DEE-Fi store of value.
Yep.
Yeah.
Think about it.
DeFi value.
Okay,
I'm a value store for store of value. I find you good value.
Yeah, that's perfect.
DeFi is the new SaaS.
Sassy. Okay, look, here is the final story, and guess who added it? Dee did. 1,000-pound Sisters star Tammy Slaten comes out as pansexual. Dee, what's the story?
There's so many stories here that I want to, really. This is
the one that needed highlighted, huh?
Yes. First of all, there's a show called 1,000-Pound Sisters. Okay?
Does that mean 500 each or?
Good question. It looks like 500 each.
I mean, there's not a 1,000-pound person in the world.
No.
Yeah,
I think it's like 4'6".
Yeah. Oh, 4'6".
Maybe a 4'6", maybe a 5'5".
Like, yo, sis, we're trying to go on the show. We need you to put on 50 more. I got 450. We need you at 550.
So, which I find sad because we shouldn't.
For obvious reasons.
Yes. Yeah. But the girl on the show, who's, somewhat of a star, is coming out as pansexual. And this is a new term for me. I wasn't familiar with it.
I'm not clear on what that is either.
So I want to define it clearly so that I don't, get people upset. But
I can define it if you want to.
Give it to our resident socialist.
Pansexual means you're attracted to all genders, not both genders, all genders. So people who are gender neutral.
Oh, non-binary.
Trans people. Yeah.
God. So pan's just I'm down for it all.
Yeah, no preference.
Got it.
This terminology
I
was
think
defined
you're
by
up
someone.
Your options.
Any of them. I'm down for any of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I just like humans.
Exactly.
You're just all you're saying is I like to fuck, and it doesn't matter how.
Or I like love. I love.
Yeah. Why is it gonna be fucking?
Why is it all gotta be fucking, D?
Because the top priority is someone.
Yeah, but it means
sexual.
You love to
sexual.
love.
Yeah, love is.
You're heterosexual, right? There's sexual and hetero as well.
Yeah, and I like to have sex.
I don't think
we know you have 2 kids.
We know. What's the story?
I'm just saying, there's a lot to unpack there.
That sounds like a Clubhouse statement.
Yeah,
maybe we should do a Clubhouse room about this.
Unpacking.
Yeah,
because
you can't be on Clubhouse unless you use the word unpack.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's take the next 6.5 hours to unpack why one of the 1,000-pound sisters has chosen to be pansexual.
Yep. You should start a Clubhouse room about it. So what's the story though? You just like
I didn't know there was a new term to just say I'm down to just have sex with anything.
Or love
anything.
Yeah.
Yes. What is it?
So so you're telling me that in all of this, there's 1,000-pound sisters, there's a star of the show, but pansexual is the part that you're really focused in on.
Yes.
Got it.
So it could have been 100-pound pansexual.
It could have been, hey, did you guys know pansexual was a thing?
Yeah, but it was more interested that this woman, I mean, good for her for all the options she has. Because she has a boyfriend and she's coming out to her boyfriend and saying, I just can't have you anymore. I need all of it.
That's confidence.
That seems a little like uncomfortable. Like, imagine if you're that person's loved one and they're like, hey, I just want to be clear.
I'm open for
I'm into
all.
anything.
Yeah.
Anything in this
but
restaurant
you have me
is
currently.
fair game to me.
Man. Okay. So are you a viewer of 1,000-Pound Sisters or?
No, I just saw the headline. I wasn't even familiar with the show, but it's piqued my interest now.
Okay, so really it was pansexual that really got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe it's taken this long for you to hear pansexual.
Is pansexual
for the
old
first
news,
time.
Tim?
Yeah.
Tim's offended.
I learned about pansexual when I was a freshman in high school. So that was 2010.
Really?
Yeah.
I
knew
never
the
heard of
word
that term.
pansexual, but I couldn't tell you exactly what it meant if you would have asked me.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, man, I think also what happens is, we know a lot of people that have gotten really famous or rich and become pansexual, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think you become a star on your TV show. She's probably killing it. She's like, yo, why do I want to be tied down? I want all the options.
Yeah, it's the thing when rich people get really rich, they start exploring other alternatives.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of stories about people exploring, and maybe that's just what Tammy's up to.
I'm sure Elon's a little pan.
Okay, I'm not going there. I'm not going to diss him. So go ahead. That was Dee Murthy.
Yeah.
Dee Murthy.
Guru.
Yep.
Let the Dogecoin army come after
here they
Dee.
come, Dee.
What? They'll love it. They'll all become pansexual if he says that.
That's true, actually.
They'll
He
do
probably should
anything he
that.
says.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, there it is. What a great ender, Dee. Thank you.
Welcome. Like to bring
Real
some
hard-hitting news.
Hard-hitting journalism.
trying to, give people what they really want.
Yeah. I think we should lean on Tim more because Tim could probably enlighten us to,
Yeah.
to him, that's old news. That's
I
like us
guarantee
being
you,
like,
anyone over 30 is not. Most people are not familiar with that term.
yeah. How old are you, Tim?
I'm 23.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just curious that the 1,000-Pound Sisters had no relevance to what Dee
Zero
wanted
relevance.
to talk
I'm still
to.
trying to kind of wrap my head around it. Like, what is this show? And it just follows. You have to be very specifically two sisters that are over 1,000 pounds.
Yes. I think it's one set of sisters. I don't think it's like many sets.
Yeah, I could do a deep dive. I could do a deep dive on what the fuck this show is.
This is the stuff that people actually care about.
I know.
I bet you it was one of the most clicked on links on TMZ.
So you don't think you could have 4 sisters?
Oh, that was on
250.
Imagine if you just had
Oh, it was 10
100-pound
sisters.
sisters. Oh my God. Okay. Oh man. It's a long weekend.
Anand, how much do you weigh? Anand, how much do you weigh?
150 pounds.
Okay, I'm 175, so we're 325-pound brothers.
You guys should start an Instagram page.
No, Clubhouse.
Clubhouse room. 300-pound brothers.
I think if we could get to 400, it'd sound better.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
We can
400
put on
over
some weight.
400.
Holy cow. Okay. All right. Well, that's what happens when you dive into hard-hitting journalism.
I'm going to do Clubhouse rooms based on you and your siblings' weight.
You should do rooms that are by the pound. Like, I have a 1,000-pound room tonight.
You gotta bring 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Like you could bring your family.
Yes. Like, we can't get started yet. We're only at 875. Holy cow. Okay. Welcome
This
to
is
group
why
chat.
I put this in the topics. I knew where this would go. I knew where this would go.
Holy cow. All right. Do we have any shout outs?
Of course we
Yeah.
All right.
Let's start with the ones that actually are trying to shout people out, and then we'll get to Satoshi.
Oh, Satoshi's back. He's just every episode now. Huh?
Yeah. So mine's from Daryl, longtime listener of the pod, turned Clubhouse fan. He's been around since Robin Big sang "Do You Know" by Enrique Iglesias.
Nice. That's a legendary moment.
So, he's a very similar background to Pete. He loves the pod, loves all the group chat topics, loves his takes on the stock market. So he was in finance and he quit his job to day trade. insert Doge meme here. And he created an Instagram page called Tendies Media. And his aim is to educate people on trading so they can avoid the mistakes I've made and know a lot better about investing in general, using great visuals with carousels and going straight to the point. So people ask where you want to learn. Maybe check out Daryl's Instagram page, Tendies Media. He's making merch. But it's pretty interesting. He's from Boston, so he caveats it, I'm basically a Harvard grad.
Who isn't these days?
I mean, whatever. Yeah, we gave you the link on Amazon, I think.
But I like it.
That's Tendy's merch?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. He's got merch.
Yeah, it's good. Good for him. So good luck, Daryl.
Good luck, Daryl. Thanks for the long time support. We're going to need to know your weight if you want to keep listening to Clubhouse. What's next?
You got any, Pete?
I have exactly 0.
Okay.
So there's probably 3 missing. We apologize.
Sorry to you 3.
In advance.
Now we got Satoshi?
I got one from Q Anand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Q Anand.
Wow.
Shout out on the pod. Said, hope you guys had a great Valentine's weekend. Hopefully it was a weekend of love. Drama showing love to his girl. Oh.
He was getting robbed.
Drama getting robbed. D showing love to his wife. And Anand probably showing love to Ben Mesrick.
He's the author of Bitcoin Billionaire.
What happened? Did you post it or something?
No, he just.
No, but he always hypes up his books.
Got it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Anand, you may have seen this moniker I chose today, saying that I have a bone to pick with Drama, and then proceeding to say I was scared of him, like Dee was scared of bringing up Harvard in the John Orange interview. Fake news left and right. Group chat has officially become Parler. Once again, it's all jokes. Who would have thought that out of everyone on the pod, Tim is the best at taking my jokes. I practically violate every aspect of that man's life every week, and he still rolls with the punches. Like a G. I appreciate you for that, Tim. Thank you. Anyway, I heard your speed dating Clubhouse idea, and as a fellow host, I like it and give you my cosign. It reminded me of the time before the pandemic that Tim or Pete was supposed to go on a date with a Kathy or something, but the details or outcome of that never came into fruition. Regardless, now is the time for Pete to find a girl and for Tim to find whatever he's into. Go grab some takeout and watch my content recommendation.
Pansexual.
Pansexual.
Not sure if Homeless to Harvard will get you in the mood, but it's still a good movie.
Oh, that is a great movie.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Satoshi. I'm glad we cleaned up our beef, I think. I was unclear. QAnon.
He's clever.
Yeah.
The next one needs to be from Rich Guy Anand when Coupang IPO.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was that, Pete?
The racial misappropriation.
I seemed a little racist there, Pete.
Trying to sound it out, you know what I mean?
Oh, by the way, happy Chinese New Year to everybody.
Yeah, thank you. What is it? The year of the what?
Ox, right?
Ox.
Yeah. Happy Chinese New Year, gang.
Yeah.
Let's take China for TikTok and all the other great platforms.
All right.
Nice.
Is that all we got, team?
Yeah.
That's all we got. Well, tune into 1,000 Pound Sisters. Lock your doors.
We're going live on Clubhouse pretty much every day at this
And we'll
point.
be on Clubhouse fucking every day. So just get it. Or we're also doing a giveaway, right?
Yes, we're doing one over on Instagram right now. So if you need an invite, sounds like we got a couple to give away. So make sure you get over to our Instagram at Group Chat Pod. And then on Twitter, we'll also be tweeting out ways to get invites and then when we'll be going live.
Perfect.
At Group Chat.
There you have it. Okay. Everyone have a good week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.